Hi guys, this is just a quick tutorial on how to use WeVideo, especially the features that I used in the example video. So as you'll see here, I'm on the WeVideo program, gone through TDSB Library, and once I'm in My Media, you'll see that all the images that I've downloaded from the internet are here. Images that I've used that were available from WeVideo, they don't stay in My Images, they're just part of the regular image bank. You'll also see that I have my original videos that I did of my recording. So I did 3 takes because I made a mistake a couple times. And then I picked the video I liked the best, and that was the one that I dragged and dropped as my base video down here. Okay, so you are able to hit record with a web camera and have your face showing as you're speaking, and then you add the pictures once you're finished your video. You can also upload a video from your phone or another device, so if you don't have a web camera, you can still use WeVideo. You'll just input that video just like you would import a picture, except you'd import your video from your computer. It would download to your My Media folder, and then you would add it as your base video. Once you have your base video in, you'll see that the blue line moves across the video, and it kind of is like a timer to the exact point something second, so that you can add pictures, sound effects at the exact time that you want. It's pretty cool. So when it comes to text, you can go to the text feature here. There's all sorts of different types of text. I use the caption text here. And once you decide you want to use something, you just double click it and you'll see that you can drag and drop it in. And then you would just press edit and it lets you write the name, description, just like I had done. You can change the font, you can change the color of the background, even the color of the font, etc. Okay. You can even change the size, so if I wanted it to be bigger, smaller, and I can also, as always, adjust the size of the text. Now I'm going to cancel that because I like my original version. If I ever don't like something that I've done, you just click again on the top right corner. Instead of editing, I'm going to go to the garbage can and delete that because I don't want to actually mess up my original video. Okay? Once you're in, you can then listen to your video. And as you're listening, when you get to a point that you know you want to add an image later or a sound effect, you have 2 choices. One is you can add what they call a marker title. So this could be like 101 pick movie poster. And that meant when I was coming back to do that, I would click on that and it would be like, oh yeah, that's the exact spot that I want to add the movie poster. So I was able to literally just drag it right to that moment and boom, it was right there for me. I didn't have to keep listening to my video over and over again. You can also delete this marker if you want later on by just putting delete if you made a mistake or you change your mind. Sometimes having your timeline bar larger really helps. So it might look like your video is really long, but I find playing around with it at a bigger time, it lets you be really, really specific with the second, and it helps you have more time to drag and drop things. Some students prefer that it's shorter, so it's easier to see everything. But if you're looking for an exact moment, the more you spread out, the more specific the seconds, and the more easier it is to get the exact moment of time. Now, the other couple features that I've used here were adding video, adding images. So I went to My Media, I took it from Google, and I took some images here. Now, in terms of sourcing, if the image was not from a common source, a copyright-free source, then it would be something I would have to cite. So I am going to actually have citations for my photos. That's why I didn't include a million photos. And I've been keeping track of where I got my photos from. Okay. I will be adding that later as it's pretty late tonight. But what you can see here is that for some images, I tried not to have to give a source for the image. Sometimes I could use the image from the WeVideo because these are copyright free. You don't need to source them. So this is where I could use something like child, children. Okay, and I believe that this one was from here somewhere. And so I could just drag and drop that picture in and you wouldn't have to source that. I also have copyright free images from Google. If you go to tools, I don't know if you guys knew this, but usage rights, you can go to Creative Commons license, and it means that images that you put there, so like Dalmatian. Now I'm not going to get any Disney because Disney's copyrighted, but I was able to get some Dalmatian pictures that were copyright free. And one of them was that dog that was pointing his nose in the opposite direction. A lot of the time, the copyright-free images are from Wikimedia or Flickr. And I know we don't want to take credible information from Wikimedia, but because these are photos and I am able to verify this is indeed a Dalmatian, I can use Wikimedia for images. Okay, so that's one way to avoid having to source all your pictures. All right, so we have images here that you can use, type in keywords, you have creative images, and you have your regular Google images. Another cool feature that is on WeMedia is the fading technique. So, oops. If you noticed in this part here, when we play the video,
they've been known to bite too. So after the film's release, many of these pets were
fades in. If you want to create a fading effect, you just go to this line here and whoops. And it tells you what time do you want it, how many seconds do you want it to be fading in at or fading out. Okay, so you would just put in a second and you can play around with it. That's it. That's all for that. Sometimes some pictures, oops, move this along. Oh, here's another one that was really neat to know is anytime that you have pictures on your screen here, if you press the edit button, you can actually move your picture around. So that's how I was able to make sure I didn't cover up my face, which is good. Okay, so it's really easy to move. Same with text as well. When you're adding text, if you don't like where it's landing because it's blocking your face, you have the ability to move it. You just need to, oops. You just show the grid for some reason, and then that lets you kind of move the text around, see? And then there it is right there, so it's easy to see. Save changes, and there's my text, right? It originally was across my face. This is a neat template here that I used. So this was from the text here, and I went down and I saw there was more options. And oops, maybe it wasn't there. 1 second. If you ever do this and you want to get out, you just press cancel. Well, one of the text options had the big number, and you'll notice it when you try it out. So if you go to text, captions, multi-line, one of these had the big number, and then you were able to actually just input the information, and it automatically is formatted this way. So it's great for statistics if you're looking for that. Okay. So yes, the option of having the pictures to the side. You also have the option of having your picture cover your entire face while you're speaking. In this case, like that, and that's okay too. We're just hearing your voice. In fact, some students don't like their face being shown at all, so that's another option is you can just use pictures from the Creative Commons or from the images on the program, and you don't have to have your face show at all. Okay. That's pretty much it, I think. Yep, so those are just some examples of how I did the film. And yeah, it's a lot of fun, a very addictive program, and it gets easier and easier to use. Oh yeah, the last thing, sound effects. That's right. I did use one sound effect, two sound effects in my film. So one was a money sound. So there is an audio track here, and there's some great audio clips on the program. You can type in any keyword. I use the word cash register. I wanted that ching sound, and I believe I chose this one, and you can sample it. There you go. And you could sample other types, decide which one it is you like, and then drag and drop it right to the part that you need for your sound. There's also music and all sorts of things. Just remember, if you're using music, to make sure that it's not taking away from your speaking, not too loud that we can't hear what you're saying, or distracting. I chose not to have music play the entire time because I thought that would be very distracting, but I do think the sound effects added that little extra touch of engagement when it was, helpful and necessary, okay? Yep, so hopefully that answers any questions. And of course, if you do have run into problems using WeVideo, especially during class time, I'm there to help you out. You're welcome to use other programs as well. I'm just happen to be versed in WeVideo, and it's the one that I feel the most comfortable teaching. All right, looking forward to seeing your projects, and have a great evening. And when you're done, you can decide if you're going to do high definition or standard quality. I recommend, if you're available, high definition. It just looks better. And yeah, that is my suggestion, okay? If you have a YouTube account, you can upload it to YouTube, make it private. You can also upload it to the Google Drive, so you don't have to worry about anyone seeing it by accident, etc. Okay? And thanks a lot.